Hi, I'm Tina Hall with House Tax Relief Service. Have you received a letter from the IRS? Do you have a tax debt or a tax problem? Sometimes it can be a burden trying to find the right tax professional to help you. Our team consists of former IRS revenue agents, tax attorneys, and former IRS appeals officers. They understand that situation very well. Together, our team has over 200 years experience working with IRS. They know the system in and out. Michael Sullivan is on our team. He is a former IRS revenue agent. Let's hear what he has to say about finding the right tax professional to help you.
Sullivan, I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. Many of you have seen me on my newscast and you've joined my YouTube. I've been on almost all the major stations. I've been doing IRS work. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. You're not going to see me dressed in any other stuff than this. I live in South Florida. I'm in shorts and Crocs right now. My office is across the street, and I only get dressed for clients and funerals and weddings, just so you know. That's how I am, and I love Zoom. Anyway, in all the years I've been doing this, I've developed an excellent team that can go ahead and help you, and I do these YouTubes for 3 reasons. So I tell you the truth. I educate you, I inform you, and I want to make sure you don't get ripped off, especially if you're doing an offer and compromise or a debt settlement. There's a lot of garbage in this space. So what I try to do is at least let you know so you can make an informed decision. Today I want to talk to you about getting your wage garnishment levy released. It's much like a bank levy, but I want to explain the process. It is a little different. IRS, let me show you the 30,000 foot picture here. IRS will, if you owe IRS will send out a CP-14 after you file the return. They'll send out a CP 501, 503, 504, and lastly the 1058. You have at the end of the 1058 letter 30 days to go ahead and either appeal, or IRS is going to start their enforcement action. So if you did not follow up, by the way, you may not have even gotten the information. Believe it or not, about half the people who call me says, hey, I never even got the letters. Well, anyway, you're stuck with this now, so you're going to have to get the levy released. So there's 2 different people that could have sent you or issued you the wage garnishment levy. It's either the revenue officer, they're going to really dig in deeper. They're going to require a 433A financial statement. They're usually pretty pissed off to send the wage garnishment off. But most of them come from the 1-800, the 1-800 number, the service center. And if you, how long does it take to get this wage garnishment relief? We get them in about 72 hours for you. I don't know how long it's going to take you. I know a couple people said a couple months. It all depends how nice the IRS is to you. But generally what's going to happen when you call the 1-800 number, they're going to ask for a financial statement, a form 433F. You're going to have to give them that, and they're going to drill down on that. They're going to look at your income, they're going to look at your expenses, and they're going to want to verify that 433F form, that financial statement. With that, not only will they work your case, they're going to have to close it. And your case probably will be closed by hardship or payment agreement, or maybe even you can file an offer and compromise. You got to beware when you're calling IRS and giving them this financial statement, because you can have a pretty rough day when you call IRS. You must know that IRS has standards when you call them for your expenses. So IRS is going to look at your expenses, and IRS may not be as gracious accepting those expenses. By the way, if you're not making a lot of money, this is a very low dollar case. I would not worry about calling IRS yourself. I tell all my clients who owe under $20,000, $30,000 just to call themselves. But if you owe more substantial money, you're going to want to get representation, someone like us or an attorney that you know or CPA who practices IRS representation. IRS is going to go ahead and apply their national standards. Let me just explain to you what those national standards is. IRS only allows you X amount of dollars to live on for food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payments, and how you drive the car, your standards for driving your car, automobile expenses. So let's just pretend you make about $6,000 a month, and that's how you live. An IRS national standard chart says you can only live on $5,000 a month. Well, IRS is going to want $1,000 a month. So after you give this financial statement to IRS at the 1-800 number, they're going to go ahead and they're going to go through their 433F form. They'll probably, maybe release your levy, but you may enter a payment agreement. You may not with them. May not be able to make. So you may be stuck. Do I get this payment agreement or do I get the levy released? So I just want you to know that is the process. If you get the number from the service center, you're going to have to call the 1-800 number. If it's a small case, do it yourself. If it's a large dollar case, don't do it yourself because you're going to have a payment agreement out of the butt. By the way, I want to tell you, your boss or whoever they sent the garnishment to, they can wait a paycheck. They don't have to give it to them immediately. If you got a hard-ass boss, you can tell them, hey, you can actually wait to the next paycheck to let me get this cleared up. If you get an IRS bank levy, they give you 21 days. So there's nothing wrong with waiting a paycheck to go ahead and so you can at least get some money to either pay a representative or fund this yourself some other way. Anyway, if this information was good, please give me a subscription. I really appreciate it. I thrive on those because YouTube thinks that we're doing a really good job if we get subscriptions, so I appreciate it. Thank you and best of luck. Thank you for listening.